Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to break down one of the most important ideas in all of business: how to calculate revenue. It's really the starting line for everything else, so let's just jump right in.
So let me ask you a question. What's the number one most important number that every single business looks at? If you thought revenue, you are spot on. There's a reason they call it the top line. It's literally the first number you see on an income statement, and everything else flows from it.
Okay, but before we can start calculating it, we need to be crystal clear on what it actually is. So let's get a really simple, solid definition down.
Now, the most important word on this screen is before. You've got to remember that. Revenue is just the total raw amount of cash coming in from what you sell. We're not thinking about costs yet. Not the rent, not the cost of your supplies, not salaries. All of that comes later. This is just the pure total sales number.
And you'll hear people use a few different words for this. Sometimes they'll call it sales, or maybe turnover, or like we said, the top line. Don't let it confuse you. It all means the exact same thing: the total money coming into the business.
All right, now for the fun part, the math. And I promise you, it could not be easier. Let's take a look at how this actually works.
And here it is. This is the entire engine right here. All you need to know are two things: what's the price for one of your items, and how many of those items did you sell? It's just simple multiplication. That's it.
To make this really stick, let's use a simple and kind of delicious example. Just imagine for a minute that you are the proud owner of a neighborhood bakery.
First up, we need our selling price. Let's say that every single one of your amazing cupcakes sells for $3. Simple enough, right?
Next, we need to know how many you sold. And let's say you had a fantastic day. You sold a grand total of 200 cupcakes. And now for the magic. We just multiply that $3 price by the 200 cupcakes you sold and boom, $600. That's your total cupcake revenue for the day.
But wait a minute. What if your bakery sells more than just cupcakes, right? No problem at all. The logic just gets a little bigger, right along with your menu.
All you do is calculate the revenue for each thing you sell one by one, and then you just add them all together. So we already have our $600 from cupcakes. Now let's say you also made $600 selling coffee. You just add the two together, and your total revenue for the day is a very nice $1,200.
Now, this whole idea isn't just for businesses selling physical stuff like cupcakes. It works the exact same way if you sell a service. Let's see how that looks.
The formula is basically a twin. See? Instead of a price per item, a service business has a rate. And instead of quantity sold, they have something like projects completed or hours billed. It's the same core concept, just with slightly different words. So let's switch gears. Forget the bakery for a second. Let's imagine you're a freelance graphic designer. How do you figure out your revenue?
Well, let's say your rate is $50 for a small project, and in 1 month, you complete 10 of those projects. The math is exactly the same. $50 times 10 projects gives you $500 in monthly revenue. See? The principle just works.
Okay, we've moved pretty quickly through this, so let's just take a second to lock in the most important points with a final summary.
So, here are the 3 things to burn into your memory. First, it all comes down to that simple formula: price times quantity. Second, if you sell more than one thing, just do the math for each one and add it all up. And third, and this is the big one, always remember that revenue is the grand total before you subtract any of your costs.
And here's one last little pro tip for you. In the world of accounting, revenue is officially counted when you earn it, which isn't always the same day that the cash actually hits your bank account. So the moment you make the sale or send the invoice, that's when you've technically earned the revenue. It's a key distinction to know as you grow.
And there you have it. You now know exactly how to calculate the top line for any business out there. But this brings us to the really big question. Knowing your total sales is the first essential step. But once you have that number, what do you do with it? After you've calculated your revenue, what comes next?